Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. We're riding along with Franco and he is mulching in between the vines in the grape field. As someone did mention, I guess it won't come up saying that it needs to be mulched, so you just got to go ahead and do it. So I brought the mulcher over to see if the grass would mulch, and it did. So Franco is going to be busy over here mulching in between the vines. I'll see if I can get the other vines done before it's ready for harvest. If we do, great. If we don't, not that big of a deal to me at least. But we'll see. I don't know if it's going to affect our yield at all. Let's see. Yield bonus is 91% where we mulched. And over here, 91%. So I don't think it's mattering at all. I don't know if mulching is considered like weeds, and we got weeds turned off, so maybe that's why we're not getting the mulching. So maybe we don't have to do it, but what I would like to try next year, but I've already done it, is I fertilized the grapes twice to get the fertilization up on 2 stages. From what the base game says, if we go into the help menu, just to show you, and read it myself, just to remind myself, grapes and olives, let's see, where does it say it here? To gain the full yield, you need to mulch, cultivate, and fertilize between the rows. Special tools, yeah, we know that. Once the grass is grown high, use the mulcher to keep the space between the rows clear. Cultivate with a disc. Okay, I don't remember where it says it. But okay, we're just going to go ahead and do it. And we'll get along with that. While Franco is doing that, we're going to jump down over here to the main farm, and I gotta remember where I parked. Well, not that. I think we're going to use the Challenger for plowing once was the wheat field. We got to get that ready for potatoes for next season, and that is really the only job I got left to do in the month of July. We can fast forward to August, and Franco will keep on doing what he's doing, and we should have some work to do elsewhere. Not sure what field we'll be into, but yeah, we got plenty of fields I think will be ready for harvest, I hope. Alright, so this is where the plow goes, because it's about the only shed that can take it. Normally I would use the T8 for this, but it's the hills of Tuscany, so the hills are requiring more horsepower than what the implement is telling us that it needs. So let's zip on over here. I say zip on over. It's a Challenger. Top speed of 24 kilometers. Oh no, it's miles an hour. Sorry, I do got it on miles an hour. So the only fields that we really have to plow to prep is wherever the potatoes are going to go, because our other planter is a direct drill. Our potato planter is not. And I think I made that mistake a few times on Hinterlander. I went to go plant potatoes and I kept forgetting that I need to take care of the fields beforehand. But it's not going to take us too long to rip up this field. And we'll see how we get along with the potatoes on the one field that we do have. See how much we get off there. Now, mostly I want to make potato chips, as we know, but I don't want to forget about we can make potato soup as well. Is that part of the recipe for the 3 soups? It's been a while since I've done it, I know, so I got to double check. Where is that production building? Triple soup. Okay, so the triple soup is the carrots, parsnips, and red beet. I'm not sure if I'll ever get to that, but we do got potato soup, which is just potatoes. But if our potato chip factory, I don't know how much this is going to hold. If we overfill it, I could stick some in and make some potato soup. We can't do any preserved potatoes. Interesting. But yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll fill that up. But that'll be when the potato harvest comes, whenever that might be. Which could be this episode. Because I really haven't checked the calendar to see when potatoes are going to be ready. Along with all the other crops. I just saw on the PDA the fields are in the dark green, which means they are pretty well along in the growth stage. The one thing I didn't check though, like on the fields that we've been harvesting, which are 2 so far, we did the canola field and this field. I don't know if they need lime or not. We'll have to keep track of that as well. And just a reminder, the only things we got turned off are stones and weeds. Everything else is turned on, so, you know, the plowing's got to be on. Lime, fertilizer, all that wonderful stuff. Actually, can you turn off fertilizer? Not really sure if you can. But either way, yeah, stones and weeds are definitely the ones turned off. So we got a good amount of straw off this field. I'm hoping that's going to be enough for the cows for another year. And we did bring the grain down to the grain mill, so that is in the production of making some flour. And we are sitting with a whopping $168,000 in the bank account, which sounds like a lot, but we do have a $10 million loan that requires $33,333 every night that we sleep, because every day for us is a month in the game, and that's what the loan interest is going for. But we do have the wind turbine down at the big BGA that's providing us some money, and I really haven't checked on that stat, have I? So while it's not fresh on my mind, I do this often, as you know. Let me just double check property income. So did I put it in way back in March? 25,000, 17, 22. But those numbers are just everywhere. Sold products. It's got to be the property income, right? I guess so. That's a big difference. Must be how windy it is for the day. Does that matter? I'm not too sure. It's a wind turbine, so it's not like a solar panel where you only make money when the sun's out. And of course, on the shorter months, you're not going to earn as much. Yeah, so I'm not too sure about the wind turbine. I think I had the same issue before and a couple of other things where it shows you how much property income that it will bring you in per month. And I never really get what it says. I've always tried to calculate on how that works. I can never figure out the numbers exactly on how that is working. So kind of a small field here. That's why it's not going to take us too long to rip this up. And actually, Franco, I bet you he's zipping right along on those grapevines. He might actually be done with that before I am done with this. I was actually surprised how long, or sorry, not how long, but how quickly, how short it does course play to get that job done in between the vines or working on the vines. Not as long as I remember it being before on No Man's Land, but that was like 3 years ago. So, yeah. Maybe I was just bad at driving between the vines myself. Yep, get this job out of the way so that way when next spring comes and it's time to plant the potatoes, it won't be like, oh, you kind of forgot to prep this field. Now the Challengers seem to be doing just fine with this plow going uphill. Kind of glad that we have it on the farm now. I wanted to go for a while with this, the T8 and the Lamborghini, but we've seen the T8 struggle on some hills with a few things. And this Challenger is proving its worth. Of course, we still use the T8 often enough as well. Lamborghini, probably not going to use it other than maybe to spread lime on the fields and transport some grain around. But the biggest one that I see a lot of comments on is our truck, about swapping that out. And we might do so. I do like that truck quite a bit. I really haven't looked at modded trucks too much, but I think getting a shorter chassis truck could benefit us pretty well. And also, that truck does not accelerate the best. So, yeah, I'm not too concerned about the length. We're making the length of the truck work. But the acceleration is lacking a little bit. So kind of like a double bonus of getting a different truck with a little bit better acceleration, and of course getting a shorter chassis would benefit us zipping around the map a little bit. Maybe bringing the milk to the dairy production would be good as well. It's going to be a tight fit getting in there with a tanker and a truck. So I need to get in and look at some mods, which I haven't done in quite a bit. I do check every day, mostly, on the Giants website to see what mods are being released for the day, if they have any released that day. And also, occasionally I check on the testing page for, mostly it's on American Falls, which last I checked was on the testing list. But I really haven't seen any cab over trucks that I can remember that caught my eye. But then sometimes you look at a mod on the list and you may be thinking, yeah, I don't think that'd be a mod I like. Then you may see someone else use it, or you finally, get into using it, try it out, and you realize, oh, this mod is a lot more, or is not what I thought it was, and it's a lot better, or sometimes also a lot worse than what you thought it might be. There's been a few mods I'm like, oh, I think that mod would be great. Then I download it and try it. I'm like, oh, that's not exactly how I thought that mod was intended, or at least the way I was reading the description on it. I mean, I don't want to bring, if it's someone, because I know someone may ask which one. I mean, the coffee beans on Hinterland, I mean, I did like the whole point of the greenhouse. We made a lot of money off the coffee beans in the greenhouse. I just didn't understand that, okay, we put down another production building, which costs money. I think we had to use diesel to fire up the roasters and make roasted coffee beans, but it brought down the value so much you were actually losing money, than rather than just selling the coffee beans out of the greenhouse. And I always thought that was just different. I couldn't figure that one out. I mean, if that's the way the mod was intended, fine, but it's not the way I expected. I thought the roasted coffee beans would be worth a lot more. Anywho, the future potato field is plowed. Let me just jump out here. Well, it doesn't say it needs to be limed or anything, so it's all set, ready to be planted. Let's scooch on over here. We'll put the plow back. What is the working condition of the challenge? 7 months, and currently only one damage that we know about. But of course, as we've seen, when you inspect it, that sometimes you're going to find more. I think a root crop harvester is currently under repair. I think at the end of the last episode, I went ahead and started fixing it up because we're going to be using it quite a bit here. Actually, having an articulated tractor in some of these tight areas around the farm is nice because it turns on a dime. All right, we'll drop that off. And you know what? I'm going to leave the Challenger right here because I don't know where I'm going to need it next. Let's see how Franco is getting along over here. Well, he's about halfway done, so that's not too bad. But we're going to go ahead and go to bed. He'll be fine. he'll just keep on working, and the fees, the worker fees, are just going to go by real time, not by in-game time. Is there a problem? Wait, where I heard you? Where are you? Oh, sheep pen's over here. What's the problem over here? Little ones. I heard you. All right, let's go ahead and go to bed here. Yeah, the animals are fine. I checked on them just before I started recording. They're all good to go. And I double-checked in all the fields, and I couldn't find anything but, getting a plowing job done and the mulching as well. Let's go ahead and get into the month of August. Let's see what our money drops down to. Hopefully we don't lose too much. Maybe like 10, 12,000 we're going to lose. I'm hoping that's all. What are we at? 160. Okay. We're dropping a lot more. That wind turbine, I'm just not sure. What does that wind turbine said it brings in? Because, yeah, I thought it was going to be a little bit better than that. Production, generators. It says 67,000 a month, and that's not even close. Now, I don't know if that stats for easy economy. If it's for hard economy, then that should be like at what, 22? 22, 44, 66. Yeah, it should be like at 22,000. I don't know. But the money is going down. We're going to be okay. I've done this before. And it hasn't failed me yet, this process. All right, so our parsnip field way over by the vineyard is ready to be taken care of. So that's one field that we have to harvest. The potatoes are ready as well. Red beets, I think, are here. So, yeah, we got some harvesting to do. Sunflowers are not ready. Sugar beet is not ready. But everything else is ready. The grapes are not ready, but I don't think the grapes are ready for another month or so. Well, so either way, it's a root crop harvester. It's just a matter of what header we pick up. The maintenance is now complete. The total number of damage is now 0. Okay, so it's been fully repaired. Let's zip on out of here. Yeah, I forgot how fast you drive along. Let's go ahead and grab the red beet header. We'll get that taken care of quickly. I don't remember what headers are over here or which ones are over at the new ones that we bought. So this one should be the red beet header. I don't have, there are symbols on them, on the headers to know what crop you're doing. But I color coordinated them with the color that should be on the PDA. So the red beet, yep, that's for the red beet. That header there should be for carrots. It's all part of my plan. So we did equip this root crop harvester where it holds 200,000 or 250,000 liters, which helps us out. So I don't really need a trailer. We can just harvest and then bring the root crop harvester right on over to the production building or wherever it needs to go and unload. And we are all set. Easy on the ramp there. There's kind of a ramp the way the ground slopes up. Got to take the long way around. I probably should have turned very sharply when I came out of the farm, but we're going this way. Can I sneak through here? Yep, so we got the sugar beet header, potato header, and the parsnips header. Alright, let me unfold. Oh, it was unfolded. Why would I do weird stuff, so apparently I left it unfolded. Let's unfold the header. And just to be sure, yep, we're good to go. Now these fields here will need to be plowed now as well because they were root crops. Before when I mentioned, I guess what I was trying to say was the only fields I need to, plow before we plant, so the planter will put the crop in, is for potatoes. I gotta plow these because they were root crops. I could bring my planter right on in here and I could put another crop right on in. I wouldn't have to do a darn thing with it. So we'll get our productions back up and going, which is good because we got to start bringing in some money. I did want to buy another field, but I don't think I'm probably going to have to put a hold on to that. I think what I'm going to have to do, since we are losing money every month, is I think I need to start focusing on maybe getting the loan down to 9 million and see how well we do then. And the good thing is we got a lot of crop that's ready. The production buildings go pretty decently. We just got to get the candy shop back up and running. That brings in a decent amount of money as well. Apparently that farmer did not want to plant that field. I don't own that field, do I? I know I was going crazy with the money and spending. No, we don't own this field, so. Didn't think I did, but just wanted to be sure on that. Just want to be a little bit careful. Don't want to be driving over our crops. Yeah, I do want to buy the dairy production because I'm going to go in there and sell my milk there anyways. I might as well buy the dairy production and make more money from the milk. The cows seem to be producing a good amount for us. And that was with only 5 cows. 5 cows and 1 bull, I think, is what we got. Right now, to me, this is the best mod on Mod Hub. Just about. Mark Thor's Root Crop Harvester. Of course, now there's other harvesters out there to do the vegetables and such. But I've been using Mark Thor's Root Crop Harvester for a while. Of course, this is just a little bit different than the one I was using back on No Man's Land and all the other maps. You can get yourself the faster headers. We are harvesting at 12 miles an hour. I think the other one was, what, 25? To me, that was just a little bit too fast. And I forgot what the other one was, like 120 or 64, maybe it's 64 miles an hour. But to me, the 12 mile an hour one is just about the right speed for us. So we'll get these red beets into the production building right across the street. And then I think we'll put the header away, of course, and then we'll probably grab the potato header and start harvesting those to get that into the potato chip factory. Because we do have oil in there waiting. And I forgot when the best time is to sell the potato chips. I mean, is there a good year for potato chips? Wouldn't it be like any time of year? I have no idea. But either way, get the production up and going. That way we'll have some. That way when the best time to come to sell it, we will have it. But right now, as for the money, I think I'm going to hold on to what we do have. And once we get a good amount of money in, then I'll slowly pay off a little bit at a time. Because I kind of want to do like I did, I think it was on Hinterland, and mostly my other series as well. When I start paying off the loan, I don't want to go back in and have to borrow some more. So I just want to make sure we got the money. So maybe every time we get up around 300,000, I'll pay off some of the loan until I can be assured to myself that I don't need the money for anything else. I don't want to keep saying that I'm done spending, because I think I've said that twice already. And then I go out and buy more stuff. So it shouldn't take me too long to get this field harvested. And then we'll swap out headers and then go do some potatoes.
Take me back to the old dirt road where Mama and Papa used to go. Let's sing all them songs from a long time ago and pine for them old days of yore. Well, let me run through the breeze like the leaves on the trees. Let me fly like the leaves when they fall. Well, let my mind go serene like a cool water stream that runs from the mountain so tall. Oh, take me back down the old dirt road. Take me home to rest where the mockingbirds nest and to cry through the green in the spring. Let's go back a ways to the old bygone days and the simple time we lived back when. Well, let the pull of the plow bring the sweat from my brow and the glow of the fire pull me home. Let me wind down my days in the sweet
Making our third headland around the potato field. As you saw, we finished up the red beet field. Almost a full root crop harvester. And it all went into, is that the canning building? whichever building that was, we put it all into one building. So I got to make sure that the red beet is on for that production. And I think here in just a moment, when I get back around and finish up the third headland, I'm going to drop off the potato header. We're going to go back and put these potatoes into the potato chip factory, get that up and going. And we're going to switch jobs. We're going to go over and grab the T8. Well, actually, before I do the T8, I should go over to the Vineyard and check on Franco. He's been done for a while. I hope he's not. I hope he's not sitting in the tractor charging me. I don't know. He's not. He left. I think he left. Sometimes Course Play will do that. Yeah, we'll go over there and we'll get another set of vines done. Some white vines. It won't take me too long to mulch in between those. And then we'll grab the T8 New Holland tractor, and the grass needs to be mowed, put into a swath, so I can take one trailer down and put it into this silage fermenter silo, and the other trailer needs to go into making some hay. So currently that grass field is doing well enough for the amount of sheep and cows that we do have, which I am fine with. The less grass work I have to do, the better. Even though grass work is probably what makes you the most money if you want to do silage all the time. Let's go ahead and put the header down, and we'll leave that there. Let's throw the beacons back on. There is traffic coming, but we are faster than the traffic. So let's see how much potatoes we can stick in here. I mean, at least to give me a rough idea if I need to be putting some into making some potato soup later on. And I can see the honey is double stacking right now, which is nice. Okay, let's go ahead and spin this around. And we'll let that go on in there. So while it's doing that, first things first, red beets. Okay, so it's not in the preserve, so it's in the soup. Yes, it's in the soup. Let's go ahead and activate that one. The carrots are done. We don't have carrots this year, so let's deactivate that. Potato chips. All right, so that looks like it's going to hold maybe 350, 400,000 liters. Either way, let's see. This is that should be canola. Wait, that's sunflower. That's canola. That's olive. So this is what we need to be doing. Let's go ahead and activate that, and I'll start processing. So with that, I should be making, so it's 5 for every 100. My brain can't figure that out, but I think I got more oil than potatoes currently. But that'll start producing. How many cycles per month? 480. All right. Let me just see how much potato chips go for. Actually, I may already have some showing on here. Do I? We've made some, I'm sure, potato chips. The best time to sell them apparently is March. But actually, if they got March, it said the max price in March is $1,500. Currently, the price is $1,551. So, go figure. We'll leave that parked there for now. I'll probably harvest some of the potatoes in between episodes. But let's go over here and grab our Antonio Cario. And we're going to zip on around and do some white vines. Actually, you know what? I'm facing over here. We'll do this over here. Why won't you lower? There we go. Turn that on and mulch up this grass. I don't know how close I really need to get to the vines for this to matter. No, I really haven't done any testing on yielding of grapes. But as you saw, when we walked in between the rows before, where we mulched and didn't mulch, it didn't seem like it mattered too much, at least on that part of it. But you definitely see we are mulching up the grass. It's kind of weird though, if you come in here with a subsoiler, I don't think it gets rid of the grass. Can't remember how that all worked. But either way, I know what we're doing today is working. Does it benefit us? I don't know. Some of that doesn't. A lot of grapes can tell me. I mean, it says it does, but it's not showing on the field info page. Not sure how I feel about this Antonio Cario tractor that we're using. I'm only using it because, well, we're in Italy and I'm trying to use stuff I haven't used before. The last time I did grapes on No Man's Land, back in well, I think No Man's Land came out in December of 21. But I used the Landini. Or was it the Fent? I want to say it was the Landini. I think we used the Landini to work between the vines. And it did a nice job for us. I do want to have more grapes in the future, just that we can't afford it currently. Maybe in a few years when we get the loan down to about 6-7 million. And we're not losing so much, if any, overnight. We can expand on the grapes. But I think with our production buildings and everything that we got going, I think, you know, the farm's going to be making enough money where we can repay out the loan at a decent rate. I think after I buy the dairy production, I probably won't be buying any more productions unless something comes up with the mod hub that we could be using. And actually, I may have to buy the dairy production soon because I think the cows are filling up their cow barn rather quickly. I don't have to buy a tanker. We already got the tanker. I should buy a small tanker for transporting the slurry down to the local BGA. When I mean local, I mean the one right on our farm. I don't think I want the slurry and the water and milk all going in the same trailer. All right, last row. And I think we'll go over and we'll take care of the other white grapes as well. Part of me still remembers a little bit on Elm Creek when FS22 came out, putting down the grapes and the olives, which back then was a little bit more difficult because they did not snap. So when you were planting them or putting them into the ground, the rows did not snap together, so you had to guess the right working width that you needed. Kind of surprised that when FS22 came out, that wasn't a thing of the vines snapping together like that. But it didn't take them long to get that situated. Okay, so these vines here, that's what Franco worked on. I will just double try here just to be sure that the modded grapes that we can't use horseplay on. Not that I mean, I wouldn't mind having more grapes, especially white ones. Create job. All right, if I do field positions, just going to select a row. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing there. Yeah, all right, just never mind. Just thought I'd give it a try. So I do have a implement on here that does grapes, so I want to make sure I wasn't messing up the original times. And I do have course play set on to where the worker won't do any crop damage. So when Franco was turning around in our parsnip field, I didn't want a whole bunch of damaged crops over there. The only challenging vines, for the most part, that I work is the ones I haven't done yet. They're on the hill. If I keep the speed up on this tractor, it gets along rather quickly through the vines. But on the hill, just like everywhere else and every other tractor, it can struggle at times. So now we just read that mulching between the vines help out the yield, but yeah, the field info doesn't really show that it does. So I'm not sure part of the mulching is considered weeding, which I got turned off, so that's why it's not showing. But if I got the weeds turned off, then technically the grass shouldn't grow between the vines because we don't see weeds growing in the fields. Oh well, we're going to do it anyways just to be sure. I want the best yield possible. If this helps, then more power to us. At least we can see where we've been. It's not too difficult. And we're almost out of fuel again. It's a small tractor, so probably a small fuel cell on it to fill up. But luckily there is we bought ourselves a diesel tank for the Vineyard up here, so we don't have to go anywhere to top it off with fuel. I knew that was going to clip. I have noticed when you turn this tractor like very sharp, one of the tracks always comes off the ground a little bit. Like that right rear track is not turning at all because it's technically off the ground. Alright, and that just leaves the vines on the hill. That'll be something else I do in between episodes. On the hills of Tuscany, I don't do contracts. I just do some field work in between. I'll go over here and get this set up to remind me what I got to be doing. Actually, I like to start over here. Hello, dear. Pardon me. Lower that down. Should have enough fuel to get this job done. Not too much to do there. All right, now we're going to go over back to the main farm. And let's grab the T8. Oh, wrong tab. There we go. Now we can teleport to it. And we need to grab the mowers. And this is a relatively quick job. Here. All right, get the front mower started on up. I'm going to get past the lights. Not quite. Come on. All right, I'll fold you back up just to get around the light. There we go. And it looks like it's already in swath mode, so we'll just lower that down. So we know we get about 2 trailer loads off this field, and as I mentioned, the first one will go to the fermenting silo to make silage, so we can bring that over and make some more TMR. And the other will go into the haymaker, and that'll be for the sheep, and also for the cows if they ever run out of TMR. Well, I'll have to have a double check on the cows' dairy production and see if I need to be emptying that out this month or not. I think the dairy facility was 100,000, which would leave me 42, which is not great, seeing how much we're burning through the day, about 20 some odd grand. That wind turbine, I mean, it's helping, but not as much as I thought it would. I thought on Hinterland I was getting like $28,000 a month from it. I don't know if the weather actually affects the wind turbine. So like, we do see on the weather chart, if I can get to the weather chart, we can see wind speed and direction, and right now it's 1 mile an hour, and that's it. And we're not having much wind today, so I don't know if that affects the wind turbine. You can see like in September, 8 miles an hour, 5, 4, 3, 7, 7. I don't know if that's actually affecting the wind turbine or not. In real life, yes. In game, I don't know. But that's the thing. Is that why we're not making as much money some days and some days we are? Don't know if that's the thing or not. I did learn with the solar panels on East Violin that when the sun goes down, they don't make money. And you're probably saying, well, of course, why wouldn't they? They used to back in 17, maybe even 19. 17, I'm going to say for sure, didn't matter. But oh well. At one point, I thought I was going to be mowing this grass field with a Lamborghini. And I'm not sure the Lamborghini could even get up the hill at that point. If the T9 is not liking it, I don't think the Lamborghini is going to like it too much either. So I have to fertilize this with the other New Holland 130. Make sure we keep this grass field in good condition. Okay, that turned really, really quick. The back mower did. Yeah, I don't think originally I was going to put the haymaker right where the tractor is right here, but I'm like, it doesn't look right there, so I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad we have it down by production lane. Which at some point I do need to put a shed down there. Because right now we got our almost $1 million cotton harvester sitting down there. I mean, sheds aren't that expensive, but really don't have the cash currently. Not really the way I thought I was going to start the series, spending $10 million that quick in the first year. I was like, we'll just buy it as we go. And then, of course, I couldn't wait. I wanted to get into everything. It's like, all right, let's put all this stuff down so we can start making stuff. And now here we are. But now with the production buildings back up and running, we'll be just fine. And that is the grass field complete. Let's go throw this stuff away. Well, I mean, go throw it away. Put it back in the shed. These are good mowers. Don't want to just throw them away. Right, slowly back in there. But try to get as close to the wall as I can. Okay, not that close. Because I gotta leave room for the front mower to go beside it. I mean, I got plenty of room in the sheds here. I could park the front mower elsewhere. Oh yeah, wash. I knew I was forgetting something. A wash station for the farm so I can wash all this equipment. It's starting to get a little filthy again. Well, I shouldn't say again. I don't think I've washed anything yet. How are we doing on silage additive? I must have topped it off last time. Perfect. And I'll park this over here to remind myself this is the job that needs to be done. How much TMR have we made? We got some in storage. I know the cows are fine for food, but let's see here. Where is the TMR factory? Right here. Actually, it's still running. And currently, we got 58,000 liters in there. We are just about out of silage, which we can start making some more. And I don't really have any in there currently. Hay, we still got 91,000 liters in storage. Potato chips, we're up to 390, which is great. And the beets are going to start going along nicely, 1,000 liters. We do have some carrots in there. And actually we got 9,000 liters of preserved carrots ready to be sold. So, I mean, if I do need money, which I don't really think, I think we're fine for a little bit. Milk, we got 44,000 liters of stock. That's right. How much more can they hold? Okay, so they're good for another month or two. So we'll hold off on that as much as we can. I want to make sure we got a decent amount of money before I buy the dairy production and bring that on down there. Oh yeah, we did buy the grain mill, so we should have some flour that was made overnight. Sorghum, we are out of that, so let's deactivate that. And we got a little bit of wheat left. So that should all be able to have enough room to spawn. Right now it's in storing. That'll get sold in November. We are actually still making canola oil. And that is on distributing, so that should go right over. And pretty soon we'll be making some sunflower oil. The greenhouses, I mean, the greenhouses just go through the seed and fertilize really quick. I think our candy shop has plenty of strawberries in it currently. Yeah, 11,000 liters. A little low on the honey, but we got plenty of honey to be brought over. And we'll fill that up. And any leftover honey, I think honey will be sold in February. I should have checked on that. Honey... Okay, it says March. And currently, well, it looks like a big pile of honey there, but it's only worth 10,000 currently. But that we're not really making honey to sell it directly. We're making honey for the candy shop. But any extra, if we got way too much, then we should start selling it. Well, not a bad start to the month of August. We got, a couple of harvests. Well, we got one done. The red beets, the potatoes. I'll get most of that done in between episodes. I'll finish up the vine work, which is not going to take me too long. So, yeah, next episode looks like we'll finish up the potatoes. If we fill up the potato chip factory, we can put it into making some potato soup. Maybe I'll pick up some of this grass here in between episodes, but we'll bring that on down. And then we got the parsnips to harvest as well. We got to get that production up and going. Maybe we'll put a little bit into cans and a little bit into soup. That we got two productions going for one. And, yeah, the price on that stuff doesn't vary too much. So I think we could sell that almost at any time. And before you know it, we'll be moving on to September. But I don't think that'll be next episode, but I never know. But anyways, that's where we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.